King 5's Alyssa Hahn has more about how kids as young as kindergarten will learn about a sensitive subject.
Schools in Washington state could decide to teach gender identity and expression in the classroom.
Many people are questioning if this update to the Washington's health and education standard is appropriate, while school officials say it's an issue that isn't quite up for discussion. A quarter of the way through Washington's new health and education standards, you'll find new concepts added to sexual health, mostly surrounding gender roles.
They should rethink their job as kind of moralists and stick to just education.
The Family Policy Institution of Washington is mostly concerned that the gender discussion could start as early as kindergarten. Fourth graders would learn to define sexual orientation and identify how friends and family could influence ideas regarding gender.
But now an increasing number of British schools are introducing gender-neutral uniform policies. It's part of a government-funded drive to make schools more sensitive to kids questioning their gender identity.
So they're already dividing their children just by gender as soon as you walk in the school. And it's funny because I did ask her recently how she feels about that. She was just basically, oh, it's just really weird because they just separate us straight away. Normally when you go in the mornings, the teacher will say, okay, boys do up your ties and girls pull down your skirts. And it's just like, what a way to start the day, just genderize everyone and make presumptions about everyone.
Now, the current Australian of the Year has a new mission to encourage us to think about the words we use at work, so everyone feels respected, valued and included. Have a look.
The research has told us for years how language cuts people out or cuts them down. All sorts of people cop it. Old labels that don't do justice to who we are today.
Words, making people feel good and bad since offices were invented.
Another phrase General Morrison wants us to stop using in the workplace is, hey guys. So, should the phrase be removed or is it taking equality too far? It's our daily dilemma. Wow.
Ironically, that's the logical conclusion of this kind of ridiculous, sort of PC and overdrive groupthink censorship that everyone seems to be engaged in now. Instead of actually finding real problems, areas where people are being genuinely oppressed, they're going around looking for ways you can read offensiveness into things that people have been finding completely inoffensive.
Well, that's my real issue with this argument here, is that it's being sold as a gender diversity, gender inequality issue.
We hear much these days about gender identity. The phrase has an almost clinical veneer about it, designed to command assent to a social agenda that allows people to determine for themselves whether they're male or female or even some other option based on personal feelings and inclinations alone. But you might not know that gender, as distinct from biological sex, is a new phenomenon. The idea here is that while sex is biological, gender is socially constructed. Under this theory, one might be biologically male but choose a female gender. Of course, divorcing gender identity from biological reality leads to all sorts of insanity. In a recent example, the International Olympic Committee ruled that biological men can compete as females at the 2016 Olympics under certain conditions.